What's up, guys? Welcome back to Sunday Sports Club Podcast, a podcast all about sports told by a woman, and that woman is me. Hi, guys. I'm Allison Cooch, host of Sunday Sports Club, and today I am joined by a special guest, Brooke Dickerson, and she's coming off of a high because her husband just won a Super Bowl. Her husband is an O-lineman for the Philadelphia Eagles, but as for Brooke, she is a former D1 volleyball player, home improvement DIYer, and wife to Eagles O-lineman Landen Dickerson. So everybody welcome Brooke. So how long has your husband been in the NFL?
He is going into his 5th season, and he's been to 2 Super Bowls within the 5 years, which is
That's
crazy.
It's so rare to go to a
Yeah,
Super Bowl, let alone win a Super Bowl. I mean, my husband played 7 years and I think he made it to like middle of playoffs, and that like
yeah,
it is so rare to go.
yeah,
Obviously,
I
only
know.
2 teams go.
It's crazy, and he, in college, he was at Alabama, so he won a national championship before he was drafted to the NFL, and then his 2nd year in the league went to the Super Bowl, and then his 4th year in the league went to the Super Bowl. I'm like, "Landon, you've had, like, an insane career."
No, that is
Like, it's
he
crazy.
is an outlier. I'm like,
Yeah.
dang, like some of us didn't get that same
I
opportunity.
know. I know.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about yourself and also how you met your husband.
Yeah, so Landon and I have been together for 8 years, and I start off with that because we met, like, in college. I played sports, I played beach volleyball at Florida State, and he played football, so,
Beach volleyball?
yeah, beach volleyball.
Oh my,
Yeah.
I can't even walk in the sand.
I know, yeah, it is, like, a very difficult sport. Now that I'm, like, no longer in, like, my athlete shape, I also have a difficult time walking in the sand.
Exactly.
It's
Okay,
very
so 2
normal.
athletes meeting. I've
Yeah.
talked to a few girls on here, and it's funny because athletes typically end up with athletes just because you
Yeah.
guys have such a rigorous schedule throughout college, and there's not really time to like socialize outside of that.
Yeah, no, it's so true, and I feel like it really prepared me too for his schedule in the NFL because I was very familiar with, like, what it was being an athlete, and I obviously saw him go through that at Florida State and when he was at Alabama, so I think, like, not seeing
Oh my god. That's
Amber
not good.
Alert.
Name Not I now I feel bad because I just swiped on it. Okay, sorry, you can continue.
You're good. But I think, like, obviously when they're in season during the NFL, you don't see
Oh,
them a lot.
wait, we just went through an earthquake.
What?
Oh, yeah, that was an earthquake. Is everyone okay? I was like, "Why is my table shaking?" That was a freaking earthquake. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh my god, everything good?
I'm like, "Am I okay?" Okay, yeah, I'm fine. No, I'm fine. I was like, "Wow, I've really drank some of my energy drink today." Okay, take a step back. You were talking about beach volleyball. College
Yeah,
athletes meeting sorry,
yes.
continue.
No, it's fine, it's fine. Yeah, I feel like I just, like, understand his schedule as an athlete is kind of all I was saying.
Yeah, it is interesting because college athletes and then the NFL, the schedule can be pretty similar. Like, it is
Yeah.
a full-time job, like, at all times of the year. I would even go to say that the NFL has a less rigorous schedule
Oh,
than
I
college.
completely agree. Yeah, for sure.
I'm like,
It's
"Okay."
crazy. Yeah.
Like, during like, when my husband and I were dating in college, he could not take off 3 days to go on vacation, but in the NFL, you have, like, 3 months off.
Like, the whole off season. Yeah. Yeah, I said that when, Landon went to the Eagles from Alabama, I'm like, "Wow, I actually see you more." Like, Alabama
Exactly.
was crazy, their schedule was insane, and you're right, like, they don't have an off season. Just go straight
So,
back into it.
you guys met what year in college?
I was a sophomore and he was a freshman,
Okay.
so, yeah, we were young.
Babies, just babies. Isaac
Yes.
and I met our sophomore year of college as well,
Aw.
and so was it, like, love at first sight? Was it quick? Was it, like, a slow burn?
It's funny because when people ask us this question, Landon's answer is always like, "I stalked her until she, like, went out with me." But, I mean, we had class together, so we would walk to practice from class every day,
Okay.
and that was, like and then he started, like, showing up to all of my beach volleyball games, and my parents started asking me, like, who this guy was, and
And you're like,
all
"Oh, yeah,
like,
he stalks me."
yeah. No, but all along, obviously, like, I liked him and was
Yeah.
telling him to come to the things, but, it was definitely, like, a slow burn in the beginning, and then, yeah, just kinda, like, flourished from there, and I can't believe, like, we've been together for almost, like, 8 or 9 years, something like that.
Yeah, you guys have a very, like, similar story to me and Isaac because we met sophomore year of college, and then, I mean, now me and Isaac have I feel old whenever I say how long we've been
Yeah, I
together
know, same.
because 'cause it's been so long. So, how much of a change did the NFL throw into your relationship?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think when I moved here, I was having a tough time because I was done playing volleyball. I was moving here for a guy, like to Philly for a guy. And then, like, I mean, we were engaged, so I knew it was like obviously going to be a long-term thing. But I was having a tough time, like, figuring out, like, who I was. And also, like, I went from, like, living in Florida to Philadelphia, which it's, like, freezing here. It's, like, cold until literally the end of May. So, the seasonal depression was definitely a thing, but, it was definitely, like, an adjustment, and I think it was more, like, on me trying to figure out myself, and then I would in turn kinda take it out on him. Um, and so we kinda had to work through that, but he's, like, great. He's always supported me in, like, everything that I do and, like, wanna do, and so I just felt like I needed to give that back to him. Like, the first couple years he was in the NFL, while I was trying to figure myself out, so, now we're, like, in a great place because 'cause we've been here for 4 years, like, I've found my people here. I
Mhm.
found, like, what I, am doing, like, just aspire to be in terms of just, like, marketing and stuff like that, so,
Absolutely,
yeah.
and I mean, and after anybody graduates college, I feel like it's a huge life shift because it's the
Yeah.
first time in your life you're not in school and, like, you
Mm,
don't have, like, an 8 a.m. or, like, a class coming up, and so it's kind of like, "Oh, wow, like, what do I wanna do? What's next?" And I have to say, some people might disagree, but I think it's even harder being with somebody who has, like, a plan, like, your
yeah,
husband went to the NFL and is playing and has his thing going on, and for you, you're like, "Well, obviously, I love him. I wanna go and follow him to
right.
Philadelphia, but, like, what does this mean for me?" I had a little identity crisis when I had the realization that I was gonna have to follow my husband,
Yeah,
just
it's
because I'm, like,
hard.
I like being independent and I like having my
Same.
own thing, and when you're following somebody and you don't really get to choose, like, the geographical location and also, like, how often you're gonna be there because when they do have off time, you're like, "Well, I wanna be able to spend it with them because I don't get to see
Right.
them," and so it's just yeah, a huge life shift. So, obviously, being there for a few years, like, now you have made friendships and you have a
Mhm.
routine and you guys own your house. When did you guys buy your house?
We bought our house right when he got drafted here, so, when was that? 21, so we've had it for, like, 4 years.
Okay, I
Yeah,
think that
so we
also
were
has to play into, like, feeling a little bit at home.
yeah, I mean, we've been in a very, like, fortunate situation because I know the NFL can be, like, crazy, but when he got drafted, it was, like, a longer contract, so we were like, "Well, let's buy a home because we wanna make this feel like home as much as we can," so,
I
we
would
got
have bought a
lucky.
home in every like, looking back, I would have bought a home in every single city. I don't care
Y
how long we were there. I should have just
yeah,
pulled the trigger, but,
I know, right?
it makes
It's
you feel
fun.
yeah, it makes you feel at home. It's also, like, an appreciating asset. I'm like, there are so
Yeah,
many things that go into it. Yeah, I was kinda crazy. We bought a house on a one-year deal, and I'm like, "Whatever." Like, I just need to, like,
yeah,
live my life still.
yeah.
So what round did he get drafted?
He was drafted the 2nd round, so he tore his, ACL, like, right before the national championship,
Ooh.
which sucked, but he was drafted 2nd round, so
Which
we're
I
very
feel
lucky.
like for the people listening, the higher you get drafted, the more likely you are to stay with the team. I feel like
Mhm.
especially that goes for like the first 3 rounds more
Yeah,
specifically, whereas in you could get drafted 5th round and still get cut come roster cut day. And then what position does he play?
He plays offensive line.
So for the people
Yeah.
listening, what does an offensive lineman do?
So I'm sorry, can you hear my dog?
Yeah, I can hear. It's fine.
Okay. So he protects the quarterback. So he is on the front line right next to the center, the one who snaps the ball. And yeah, he plays left guard. So I had to check myself there.
Okay, because I know it's like there's like left tackle, left guard, center,
Yep.
and
Yep.
then right
Right
guard.
tackle, right
Yeah.
guard. Yeah. Yeah. So
Okay.
on both
Like
sides. Yeah.
just making sure I'm like not too dusty. Um, do people now that you've like finished your college athlete career, how do you still maintain like working out and like keeping up to date with that? And I don't
Yeah.
say that because I'm like, oh, you have to, but I know that sometimes like college athletes, when they're done, they get kind of like restless.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I did the opposite. I think I was like, I want to continue to train like an athlete as long as I can, just because if I stop, then I don't know what's going to happen. But I think the cool thing about beach volleyball is like you can truly play after college, like whether you want it to be super competitive or not. And so I think that's helped me because I still kind of play for fun, like on the weekends. So I definitely like stay in shape that way. And then like I just enjoy working out. I feel like it's kind of like my escape. So um,
Mhm.
I think that like that transition has been like fairly easy with me. And also it's like a great way to like bond with people and like meet people and friends. So a
Mhm.
lot of girls on the Eagles like will go to workout classes together and stuff like that. So it's like a great community.
Totally. I say whenever somebody asks me, "Oh, how do you make friends after or like make friends in your 20s or early 30s or even make friends as a new mom?" And I'm like, workout class."
Yeah,
Like
literally.
there is nothing more bonding than going through like your abs shaking, your whole body is sore and like looking over the girl next to you and just being like, "Yeah." That is like
Same,
my
yeah.
always my go-to to be like, "Okay, yeah, that's how I should make friends in a new city is a workout class."
Literally, yeah, yeah.
So then you and your husband being athletes, are you guys like very competitive like together?
Yeah. We are, yeah. So, when I played at Florida State, after, like, our last game of the season, Landon and I would have this, we would, like, sprint. We would, like, have a contest, like, who could like, a race, sorry, I couldn't think of the word, to see who could, like, beat each other, and it was on the sand, so I kinda had the advantage since I, like, played on the sand, so, like and he's so big, he's, like, 330 pounds, like, he, like, sinks when he's in the sand.
And
So
O-linemen are not flexible.
oh, but he can do the splits.
Wait,
Yeah, I know.
what?
Yeah. But, like, the first time we ever hung out, he did a split, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Is that his way to like impress you? He's like,
I
"Hold on."
guess.
He was like, "Here, hold my drink, hold my beer. I'm gonna do the splits
Do a
real
split.
quick." Oh,
Literally. And now
no.
it's a thing, like, every, like, person's wedding we go to or, like, a if it's, like, a player or something like that, he does the worm and then the split, like, in the middle of the dance floor.
I'm sorry, that is such O-lineman
I
behavior.
know.
That is
Right?
such O-lineman behavior. So
Uh,
being the fact that you're a college athlete, you have a lot of discipline
mhm.
throughout, like, going to practice and games and, like, also maintaining your health and everything. How have you channeled that same, like, dedication in now that you're not an athlete?
Yeah, I think
Or are you
I
just
feel
like, "No, I'm done?"
No, I'm definitely, like, still that way, almost to a point where I need to chill a little bit, like, it's okay not to be, like, so, like, I have to do everything right type thing, but I was, like, working, and I still am working, so I think I definitely, channel a lot of the stuff that I learned as a college athlete into that, and then, I feel like just, like, in Landon and I's lives, like, we do a lot of events and, like, a lot of networking and, just like a lot of volunteering, and I think everything that I learned from being a college athlete, I'm able to like it's able to go into those like situations also. Like just talking to people is honestly it's so easy just because I had talked to so many people when I was an athlete.
Right. So you mentioned that you have a job, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you do for work?
I am a digital marketer, so I work with, like, a couple companies and help drive their, like, social and digital strategy.
And is that like a fully remote job or do you go into the office?
Yeah, there's, an op like, you can go into the office, like, once a week, but I'm pretty much fully remote.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I like it, I enjoy having something for myself. I know this, like, influencer world is a huge thing right now too, and, it's definitely blowing up for wags because of you.
I hope I had a part in that.
You definitely did. So I think I'm, trying to put a little bit of time and energy into myself too and
Mhm.
land in a nice brand.
Yeah, it is crazy. When my husband first got drafted to the NFL, the space in social media was just not there. I mean, there were like the big name athletes who had their faces on a Cheerios box, right?
Yeah.
But there were not like the like smaller, not smaller athletes. I'm like, my husband's a building, but like smaller as in like career or not as big name or somebody who, just kind of like on and off practice squad. I feel like the like brand deals and money for advertisements or sponsorships were just not there.
Yeah.
And now it is so crazy how these athletes could make more money off of the field than they
It's
make on it.
insane. Yeah. It's
And
insane.
and it's crazy because like the even like NIL, like thank God that some of these athletes can finally utilize everything they're doing and start profiting off of it because
Yeah.
the NFL means not for long. So it's like you gotta make the most when you're currently in it.
Yeah, and you just gotta, like, capitalize on, like, building that brand for yourself when you're in it because,
Mhm,
like, now's the time. People know your name, people know you. I tell Landon that all the time, like, since I work in this space also, like, I see kind of both sides at it, and, like, you need to take advantage because you never
mhm.
know when this, like, life could change and end, and you wanna set yourself up for whatever's next.
One of my New Year's resolutions this year has been to revamp my wardrobe, but that's not really the most budget friendly or the friendliest for the environment. And that's why I have fallen in love with Nuuly. If you guys have never heard of Nuuly before, it is a subscription clothing rental service that's all about helping you have fun and get creative with your style. So you can rent from Nuuly. It allows you to shift gears in your wardrobe without like a complete and completely expensive overhaul. So every month, I'm able to rent 6 items from Nuuly's shared closet of thousands of styles for everything that I have going on. Dressy stuff for occasions, trendy going out clothes, cute dresses, casual tops. Like, genuinely, they have it all. And I love that I get to try out something and also I get the opportunity to buy it. Another huge thing I love about Nuuly is that they take care of everything from shipping to laundry. Like, honestly, the fact that I don't have to do laundry and I can just ship my items back, it's like I'm winning. And I can also even pause without paying a fee if I need to take a break for any reason. So, also love that as well. Again, Nuuly is a subscription clothing rental service. So, for just $98 a month, you get your choice of any 6 styles each month. You can choose whatever you want for whatever you want. Let's say you have a wedding, you're like, oh, I want to rent a dress. Do that. Or, oh, hey, I'm going to Aspen and I live in Orange County, California. I need a jacket for that. You can also do that as well. Again, they have access to thousands of styles from more than 400 brands, and they're brands that I love, like For Love and Lemons, Anthropology, Hill House, Free People, Farm Rio. Like, again, clothing brands I love, and they have inclusive sizing, so up to 5X, as well as petite and maternity. You guys, I should stop right there because the fact that they have maternity is so nice that you don't have to purchase some of those items. They have fast, free shipping and returns and professional cleaning in Newly's state of the art laundering facility. So, nothing for you to worry about. It is literally such an easy decision for me, especially for wanting to revamp my wardrobe. And I get to do so without taking up space in my closet. It's flexible, it's sustainable. And again, the maternity and post maternity, like, please. Nuuly is a great value at $98 a month for any 6 styles. But right now, you can get $28 off your first month of Nuuly when you sign up using the code Sunday. So, just go to Nuuly.com. That's Nuuly with 2 U's and enter code Sunday and sign up to get $28 off your first month. That's Nuuly.com, Nuuly with two U's and code Sunday. Nuuly subscription, clothing rental, change your clothes. If you guys are a pet parent like me, you probably know about Chewy. And when they say they have everything you need to keep your pet happy and healthy, they're not kidding. One of me and Isaac's worst qualities is that we are forgetful. So usually we realize that we're running out of dog food when we're running out of dog food. And Chewy has been such a game changer in many ways. But one of the things I love Chewy for is that the subscription service. I have the dog food on subscription service. So whenever they're running out, I already have a bag ready to go. There are so many things to love about Chewy. They have over 100,000 products from all of the pet brands that my pets love and at prices that I love. Food, treats, beds, you name it, they have it. And it also gets shipped directly to your door in 1 to 2 days. And not just for dogs and cats, but also birds, fish, reptiles, and more. And to keep them healthy, Chewy offers pet prescriptions, pet insurance, telehealth vet visits, and is even rolling out vet clinics across the country. So, thanks to Chewy's auto ship feature that I was previously bragging about it, I don't get the look from my dog, the "I'm so disappointed in you" look. So I've set up those reoccurring shipments of all the essentials that we need so that I'm never running out. And I can also cancel or change my auto ship order at any time. It's super convenient and one less thing I have to worry about. And also, we have to mention Chewy has top tier 24/7 customer service. You guys have probably seen on social media like all of the great things about their customer service. I am such a fan of them. They have a 100% satisfaction guarantee and they let me return things within a year, no questions asked. Chewy has everything you need to keep your pet happy and healthy. And right now, you can save $20 on your first order and get free shipping by going to chewy.com/Sunday. That's chewy.com/Sunday to save $20 on your first order with free shipping. Chewy.com/Sunday. Minimum purchase required. New customers only. Terms and conditions apply. See site for complete details. You having a background in marketing gives you a huge leg up because you know the space, you know what
Mhm.
brands are looking at, and like you have like an inside sight into what's actually going on. And
Yeah.
you and your husband have a little DIY hobby and you've taken it to social media. And I was stalking the Instagram last week and I'm thoroughly impressed. If you guys are watching the YouTube video or if you guys are watching the graphics, like behind her is literally her husband built that.
Yeah, it's insane.
You helped build that. Yes.
I painted it. Yeah,
Oh my
and,
gosh.
like, maybe screwed in some knobs. At that point, I didn't know too much. My husband's definitely better at the actual, like, cutting and stuff, but I'm learning.
Okay, so you guys are working on DIY home renovations. How did you guys
Mhm.
get started into that?
Yeah, we started in Tuscaloosa during COVID, actually, like, I had, Landon and I had moved in together, and Landon had kinda just, like, put the bedroom together. I wouldn't even say decorated it, and during COVID, I was like, "I'm staying in this house, like, all day, every day, like, we need to change something," so, he actually built, like, a whole bed frame. He built, like, the headboard and the frame, and he built the nightstands too, and we, like, stained it together and stuff like that, so it really started there, and then when we got to Philadelphia, a lot of the houses here are like older and have like a lot of character, but we definitely wanted to make our home like our home.
Mhm.
So we just started tackling like smaller projects. We did like a powder room, and then he did these shelves. We did some stairs, and now it's just kind of like flourished into this thing. And like we love doing it together. It's fun. And then I was like, why not just like start something on social media and see where it goes? So
That
that's
is
the
so fun. Are
plan.
you guys
Yeah.
currently in between any project right now?
Yeah, he's doing the mud room. He's actually, like, outside cutting wood right now to make the cabinets.
Wait, no, I'm done.
Yeah.
What's like the proudest DIY you guys have done?
I think after the mudroom is finished, it'll be that because it's definitely, like, the biggest project that we've done, like, we knocked out a closet, like, did drywall,
Wow.
he's, like, building the cabinets from his own, like, I was like, "We can just buy these cabinets." He's like, "No, I wanna build them." I'm like, "Okay, it's
Where
gonna
do you
take a
guys
while."
learn that? YouTube?
Yeah, literally YouTube.
I have definitely watched like, oh, how to build a restoration hardware table on YouTube, but I'm fully just watching and I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
I literally picked up none of that.
Yeah, I know. It's hard, and, like, he's teaching me as we go, so I'm definitely more of, like, the detail person with, like, the painting and stuff like that, but
Mhm.
I'm
So
learning.
then
Hopefully it'll
you
be
have the
cool.
vision and then he execute or helps you execute the vision.
Pretty much, yeah. His, like what he says is he's like, "She just brings me a Pinterest board and tells me to replicate it." Like, yeah, that's kind of accurate.
Like, he is a green flag. He's just,
Yeah.
like, out there building you a mudroom, and
I know,
you're
right?
like, "Great job, sweetie." Like,
I know.
I love that. What vibe do you want your house to give off?
Ooh, that's a good question. I love to like entertain, and we always have so many people over like during season and stuff like that. So, like a homey, like inviting vibe is really like what I'm going for. But I love just like when you can sit on a couch and feel comfortable and just like want to fall asleep. Like, so that's exactly what our living room is. Everyone's like, your couch just sucks us in and we want to take a nap. I'm like, good.
Like, "You're welcome to. Go ahead."
Go ahead, just
No,
take off your
that's
shoes.
exactly right. And while you guys have had these, like, multiple home projects, is there anything that you guys, like, disagree on or, like, you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, maybe we should take some space."
Yeah, I mean, we definitely, like, bicker and argue, and, I mean, it's all, like, in good spirits, but a lot of times it starts with, like, me being like, "No, I want it like that, like, this picture shows it like that, like, that means that someone could do it like that," and he's like and then he gets upset and he's like, "I should just tell you no more often." So that's kind of like our cyclical, like, cycle of arguing, but, I think we're learning slowly how to handle each other
Mhm.
in the
Do
projects.
could you guys see this becoming more of, like, a full-time thing and maybe, like, flipping houses or, like, any investment properties in the future?
Yeah, I would love that. I think that's, like, my long-term goal for this is, like, social media is just a way for us to get there, but, like, I would love to, have a line and a brand or partner with people, maybe even, like, an HGTV show, I don't know, something along those lines. I got big goals, but,
No, what is it? Shoot for the
shoot
moon
for
so
the
you land on the
stars.
stars or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, so, we'll see where it takes us, but I'm, like, really excited about it.
Mhm. I think it's also, like, a fun hobby to have as a couple because it's,
Yeah.
like, something about, like, waking up and, like, going to Lowe's, the smell of the wood, like, I don't know, I just feel like it's also, like, such a fun, like, easygoing thing to do in the off season. Do you guys
Yeah.
maintain doing stuff during the football season?
We did, like, one smaller project during his, like, off weekend last year, and that was kind of a lot, like, because
He's like,
I
"Why
mean
did I sign up for this?"
yeah, I'm sure as you know, they're very stressed during season, so, but if there's, like, smaller projects, we'll do them. But we mainly save them for the off season, and you're right, it is nice because we get to spend time together doing it,
Mhm.
which is, like, the great
Yeah.
point about
Yeah.
it.
You're like, "Yeah, I guess I like spending time with my husband, like,
Yeah.
it's fine, it's whatever." Yeah, my husband, he's not allowed to do DIY projects anymore, but that's a different story. You guys have been through a lot just with, like, both being college athletes, him getting drafted, moving to Philadelphia, Super Bowl, and not to be creepy, but when you and Landon got engaged, he announced it with the caption, "Between getting drafted, graduating, and engagement, it's been one of the best weeks of my life." How
Yeah.
did he propose?
So he asked me to be his girlfriend, in Gulf Shores, Alabama, because, I was playing in the national championship there for beach volleyball, and he came to my game, and then, in 2017, he asked me to be his girlfriend in Gulf Shores. So he took us back to the same beach on the same day,
Aw.
3 years later? I should know that for I don't know, something like
No, you
that.
shouldn't. It's irrelevant.
And, he proposed to me there. So he, like, had a photographer set up, and they tried to make us do, like, dirty the thing where you, like, jump up on someone and they, like, lift you. Is it Dirty
Oh, the
Dancing?
dirty I was like,
Yeah.
"What
I
is
know.
after the word dirty?" And I'm like,
I know.
What are
Sorry.
you guys doing?"
Uh,
Photographer? No.
yeah.
Okay, so you Tried to do that.
So
I'm like, "How did that end up going?"
well, he was basically just down on one knee, and he's like, "Stop, don't jump," and then asked me to be his girlfriend or wife, Jesus.
Both, either way.
Yeah.
I'm like girlfriend for life, essentially.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
wait, that's okay, did you see it coming?
Um,
I'm like, same city.
yeah, I think that I put all the things together in my mind, but didn't wanna believe it was true because I wanted to be surprised. But now looking back on it, I'm like, "Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
the that he was definitely gonna do that. I should've, like, known 100%."
right. I like the idea of having an inkling that it's gonna happen, but
Yeah,
not knowing for sure what, like, space it's gonna be in,
right.
right? Like, I feel like
Like
I like the idea of, like, simply kind of knowing.
yeah, me too. So I'm, like, kind of prepared, but not too prepared.
Exactly, and although I think it makes you a little bit more nervous, but maybe you like your outfit or your makeup
A
better,
little
or
bit
maybe your
better, yeah.
nails aren't, like, neon yellow, or that matters, it doesn't really matter. And then what was the, like, when did getting drafted, graduating, and engagement, where is the timeline of those?
Yeah, so he got drafted, and then we got engaged, and then we moved.
Okay.
So, we did get engaged after he got drafted, but I remember him being like, "I wanted to do it before because I didn't want everyone to be like, 'He only proposed to her because he just got drafted,' or something like that." Like, it doesn't matter, like
Like, I mean, it's still the same
Yeah.
end result. Although, I will say I definitely told my husband, "I'm not moving anymore unless I'm engaged." I gave him
Yeah.
the ultimatum because I was like, "Buddy, it's been 6 years.
It's time.
It's like shit or get off the pot." I don't know if
Yeah.
there's a better, analogy for that. So then when he got drafted, obviously you guys had been together for a long time, and you knew that, like, engagement would be around the corner, like,
Mhm.
whether that be in the next year or 2. How, like, what was going through your head during the NFL draft?
Oh, it was, like, awful, honestly, because
Nobody has a good draft experience unless it's, like, the
No,
first, like, 5 picks, okay?
it's yeah, like, they tell you where you think you're gonna be. I mean, Philadelphia wasn't even in the where we think we would be, like, section.
Right.
So I'm like, I like to, like, know kinda what my next step is, and you obviously have no idea what your next step is.
Mhm.
They're extremely stressed, so, like, you feel that. Like, we had, like, a little draft party, and we went to this place in Alabama for the first day, because we weren't sure, like, what day he would get drafted, so, like, we went there with friends and family, and it was great, but, like, we had to plan it, so it was stressful, and then Landon was just, like, leaving the room every 10 seconds because he didn't know what was gonna happen. Um, and then and then we went to the second day, and we just did that at our home, and it was a lot more, like, low key.
Mhm.
Um, and then, like, obviously, when he got the call, it was, like, all excitement and party from there, so it was, like, all worth it, but it was definitely, like, not fun.
No, nobody knows what's gonna happen come draft day. Like,
Yeah.
it's funny because even, like, one team switching up who they're gonna take, it impacts everybody and who they're gonna take, and you can just
Yeah.
never predict what team you're gonna go to unless you're gonna go 1st or 2nd, but even then, you're like, "Oh, I
Still.
still don't know what team I'm going
Yeah.
to."
Yeah, it's like it's hard. It's definitely just like you would just have to be prepared to like and then that night after he got drafted, we like left to Philly. Like we flew on a flight to Philly and they're like, they want to meet you tomorrow. I'm like, okay.
You're like, "Wait, okay, this is going
Like,
really fast." It is
like,
crazy how quickly they get these guys on
yeah.
planes and get to that city. It was
Yeah.
like the next day, they're literally pen to paper, like, "Hey, okay, I'm at the
Sign
facility."
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're, like,
Yeah.
all
I
over
mean,
socials. They're like, "Okay, what's going on?"
yeah, I'm like, I think I was like, I had a shot of moonshine after. I think I was like n- not
Yes.
feeling very well on the plane the next morning when we were on the way to Philly.
You're like, "Can
I don't
we,
know.
pit stop this at
Yeah,
McDonald's or
like
something?"
I'm like, I
Never
need some
asked the play,
help.
yeah, like asking the
Yeah.
pilot. So the NFL draft is coming up next weekend. Do you guys do anything fun? Do you guys watch it?
Not really. We
Yep.
honestly, like, didn't even watch the Super Bowl when he didn't go, so, like, we're like those people. So but, I think that this year will be interesting because for the Eagles, we got rid of like our team is like very new. So,
Mhm.
and there's a lot of decisions to be made in the draft. So I think Landon will definitely be following it on Twitter,
Mhm.
and just like interested to see who we pick up because it's definitely going to have a big impact on the team.
Yeah, I never watched the NFL draft. After Isaac got drafted, I was like, "Okay, I don't need to know, whatever." But now I
Yeah.
think it's kind of fun. Also, my husband's in a different space in sports now, so I think he's staying up to date with it. But I
Yeah.
do love watching the first day of the NFL draft because of all the stories with, like, their families or,
Yeah,
like,
it
the
is
success
cute.
stories, like, that's what I like about it.
Yeah, I definitely like following it on Instagram too. Like, I'm like a secondhand crier, so when I see like
Yep.
someone and their family like so happy and they're crying, I'm like, damn,
No,
now
I'm
I'm crying.
right, I am right there with you. Do you
Yeah.
have any advice for wives or girlfriends, significant others who are getting drafted?
Yeah, so actually we had someone that reached out to us from Alabama, and his girlfriend had reached out to me too. And
Mhm.
she was just like kind of asking me about the process. And I think it is like very hard for the women, but I think
Yep.
it's just kind of you just kind of have to like enjoy those like couple weeks as much as you can because it will all work out in the end.
Mhm.
Like, I feel like I was so stressed during the time where I wish I would've just, like, enjoyed it with my friends and family a little bit more because, like, you don't have to have a plan, like, it's everything will work out the way that it's supposed to work out,
Yeah.
and I wish I didn't put, like, too much pressure on myself for that,
Oh,
so
I was stressed. I was like, where to live, what to
yeah.
do, apartment pricing.
Yep.
Although I was looking in Orange County, California, and
Yeah,
us
so
being
that's
in the
different.
Midwest, I was humbled I was like, $3,000 for a one-bedroom. Okay. I was like, this is, and that's like a not nice one bedroom. That
Yeah,
like,
yeah, California prices are crazy.
although Philadelphia is pretty pricey as well.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we don't live in the city, we live in the suburbs, so, we have 3 dogs, and my husband wanted land for so many different things, so
You're like, for all
but
these projects,
yeah.
you guys are gonna build a house in the back.
I don't know what he's doing, he loves the lawnmower, I don't know, but yeah, the houses out here were still crazy expensive,
Mhm.
so
I at one point in my husband's career, he was talking with the Eagles, and so for a second, I was like, "Oh, maybe we're gonna go to the Eagles." And one
yeah,
thing that I know about the Eagles, just from other women, is that you guys have a very close, tight-knit group. Is that true?
yeah, it is,
Well, I
yeah.
guess up until this year.
Yeah, I mean, I even think this year, I think when I think of, like, the offensive line, like, Philadelphia loves offensive linemans, and so, like, we were so I was like, "This is the best place for you to go, Landon," but, a lot of the offensive linemen have been here for a long time, and they have significant others that they've been with for an extended period of time. So I've been able to get like really close with them. And then
Mhm.
I think that just like everyone else is just it's just very easy. We have like a lot of events that we do together. We do a lot of workout classes. We like to tailgate, like we like to go
Mhm.
to games on party buses. Like I think it's just like it's like very good vibes all around. So can't complain.
No, that's so nice hearing. Obviously,
Yeah.
my husband was with a few different teams, and it was really interesting seeing how each team differed of like what
Yeah.
the women do before the games, if they even hang out before the games. Like there were games I would go to alone. And so it's really interesting hearing about like the inside to a team that like is constantly doing things. When
Yeah.
he first got drafted, was it like, did you receive a DM from somebody? Did you, like, get added to a group chat? Like, how was, like, entering that wives and girlfriends community?
Yeah, there definitely was a group chat, and I think someone had added me, I can't remember who, but I we also had those, like, training camps that they do, the
Yeah.
open practices, so I went to one of those, and I remember being, like, so nervous and awkward and just, like, walking up and being like, "I don't know anyone," but one of the girls had, like I guess the Eagles had posted something about Landon and I coming, and one of the girls had recognized me, and she just, like, started the conversation with me from there, and then, I slowly met people, and then obviously met people through like Landon, who he was friends with. So I feel like it was like so like seamless and easy, and I feel like that's usually not the case. So I got
Mhm.
really lucky, but I think that just goes to show that like a lot of the girls on the team are very like open and welcoming.
Mhm.
Um, but it like definitely took me like reaching out and like asking to do things too,
Right.
in order to like build those relationships.
Absolutely. I
Mhm.
feel like it's interesting being in that, like, situation because you don't know, like, if you put a group of 50 women in a room, like, you're gonna get along with some more than others. So it
Yeah,
is a very
exactly.
interesting, like, situation to be in because you're like, "Oh, like, I think I'm gonna vibe with this person, like, let me ask to, like, go work
Yeah,
out
like,
with
what do you
that."
do?
It's
Yeah.
kinda like dating, but,
Literally.
like, friend dating.
Yeah.
And
I
then
think
go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say, I think, like, it is hard, like, you can't, like, go to brunch with, like, 20 girls every weekend, like, you definitely have to find your
Yes.
people, and that's just, like, the way of friendship and, like, life.
Mhm. Yeah. But you can tailgate with 20 people,
You can,
and
that makes it more fun.
I know the Eagles fan base is insane, so how has that
Crazy.
been?
I I believed it, and then when I we went to the parade after the Super Bowl, I was like, "Oh, it just, like, surpassed all of my expectation times, like, a million." Like,
Mhm.
these people are so passionate about the city and about sports, like, it's just crazy, but it's so cool. Like, the
Yeah.
tailgates are so fun, like, the parade was, like, nothing I've ever seen in my whole entire life, like, it was just crazy.
And no, honestly, I'm like, that you must be on such a high at that point because 'cause you're like, "Okay, we won the Super Bowl, and now we get to,
Yeah.
like, really enjoy, like, this parade, and it's so much fun, and the fan base is fun." And I always whenever people would ask me what team I wanted my husband to play for, it was always a team that had a strong fan base.
Yeah.
'Cause he had
Yeah.
been with teams that had, like, an okay fan base. I mean, he literally got drafted to the Chargers when they moved cities and people were burning their jerseys. I was like,
Oh,
"Oh,
no.
like, this is not a great place to start out." But then you find, like, the fan base and, like, how much they love
Right.
them. So I always say, like, it is so much more fun, and obviously it's way more fun to be a part of a team, 1, that's winning,
Yeah.
2, that has a
True.
good fan base, and then 3, that has, like, a good wives and girlfriends community from the players.
Yeah.
And I talked to Nikki Milata the day before the Super Bowl, and she seemed like you guys have, like, this great family-oriented group. Do you guys
Yeah.
do anything together, like, with your husbands or even just, like, in particular outside of just workout classes or stuff like that?
Yeah, like, so Jordan Mailata, Nikki's husband, is, like, Landon's best friend. He was, like, his
Mhm.
best man in our wedding and stuff,
Oh,
so
that's so cute.
yeah. So we hang out, like, a lot. We actually were all with a couple other couples, from the team, we're in, like, Hawaii together, and we did, like, a couples trip and, like, all stayed in, like, a villa and rented a boat and stuff. So, yeah, we definitely take it, like, outside of football. Like, we'll go and, like, go to some of the, like, Sixers games or some Phillies games,
Yeah.
like, other sporting events, and, yeah, so I think we'll hopefully be friends with all of them for a long time.
Would you say that, he is your husband's work wife?
Yes. We joke about that, like, I'm
Really?
like yes. I'm like, "Nikki, like, this is kinda crazy, it might be a little weird, like, should we be asking more questions?"
Right, that I love that. I always thought that teams that had, like, good friendships outside of
Yeah.
the facility always, like, translated into the facility and into games. Like, I just feel like that teams that get along sometimes win, but that's just my
Yeah.
2 cents.
No, I completely agree. When it's happening on both sides too, like,
Mhm.
women and men, it's, like, even better. You can
Oh my
just
gosh.
tell.
Finding the friendship where you get along with the wife and your husband gets along with the husband, I'm
It's the
like
best.
it is
It's
like,
the
"Oh my
best.
gosh, like, we finally did it." It
I
is
know,
no,
right?
it is truly the best. And there's been a lot of trades recently and
Mhm.
honestly just, like, changes with the Eagles roster and players.
Mhm.
So, a lot of transactions. How do you guys handle when a friend leaves the team?
Yeah, we had that happen to us actually mid-season last year, and I think
Ooh.
That was tough, and especially just, like, seeing them go through it, I think is very difficult. And then actually one of my really good friends, the first year we were here, they had left, but he was done playing and they went all the way back to Australia, which was their home base. So
Wow.
that one was very tough because it's not like I'll see her around, it's like
Yeah.
she's halfway across the world. Um,
Wow. That's
yeah,
tough.
yeah.
Yeah, I always wondered, well, this is just me, my own head, but I always wondered like when I left, like if the team feels the impact of multiple players leaving or like what that does to like not only like the women's group but also the men like in and around the
Yeah,
facility. So it's always interesting seeing like all these transactions. But
yeah,
then the NFL's a business and they
I
replace you
know.
real quick and you're not even out of the facility before they're taking off your
Someone else is
name tag
in.
and putting
Like,
somebody else's up. That's crazy. I'm
it's
like,
cutthroat, it really is. I'm like, yeah,
no,
so
it's a lot. Now, a word from our friends at Drybar. The all new Drybar Blowout Defense Collection, game changing hair products that prep for a gorgeous blowout that lasts up to 96 hours. Drybar knows what they're doing when creating their own blowout at home. It's nearly impossible. By the time you have made it to work or shown up to your date, your blowout's already fallen out. And that's why Drybar created Blowout Defense Collection to ensure your blowout lasts up to 96 hours so that you don't have to redo it every single day. Guys, that's a lot of time wasted on your hair. The Blowout Defense Strengthen and Extend Blowout Accelerator Spray cuts blow dry time by 32% while locking in styles, which is a total game changer when you're in a rush. I have been loving this. I spray it on my hair every time it's wet, it's a little damp, and it honestly quickly fastens up the blow drying time and it also makes my hair stay where I want it to stay. And another benefit is that it protects my hair from heat. So like I'm styling smarter, not harder. The Blowout Defense Strengthen and Extend shampoo is one of those products that actually works. It hydrates, detangles, and strengthens my hair with every wash. And it also repairs any damage with the Hydrobond peptide. Another benefit that I have to mention is that it smells so good. I mean, that also goes to say for the Blowout Defense Strengthen and Extend conditioner, it hydrates, detangles like a dream, and it leaves my hair so soft, minimizing breakage. Again, it smells so stinking good. And again, these are products not only that will make your hair smell good, but they will give you a blowout that lasts. And I don't know about you, but I'm always looking for products that give me that salon quality result without the trip. So use the Blowout Defense shampoo, conditioner, and blowout accelerator spray with your favorite dry bar tool, and you have a blowout that lasts up to 96 hours. It's not get ready with me, it's stay ready with me. Get a gorgeous blowout that lasts now and shop Drybar's Blowout Defense products at drybar.com. At the end of a long day, I'm looking for something to help me wind down, right? To relax, to take away the stress from the whole day of being a mom and running around doing errands and working and this and that. And I'm like, I need something to help me quiet my mind. I'm laying in bed. What do I want? Let's talk about Soul. I have quickly become such a fan. Their out of office cucumber melon lime drink. It has CBD, it has THC, and it is the perfect way to wind down at the end of the night. Are you sick of drinking your calories or waking up hungover? You can still have a fun drink, and I'm glad to have found an alternative that allows me to feel great in the moment and the next morning. Out of office gummies are also sold from Soul, and I'm a huge fan of those as well. I do love like the aspect of having a drink, but the gummies are fun too. And I'm also the type of person who I like to go out with friends and socialize, but like I don't always want to have a drink. And reaching for Souls out of office gummies and drink instead are so nice to have. They're the perfect little lift to keep the good vibes going and also give me that like light social buzz without the hangover because we got another busy day tomorrow. Soul is a wellness brand that believes that feeling good should be fun and easy. Soul specializes in delicious hemp derived THC and CBD products designed to boost your mood and help you unwind. Their best selling out of office gummies were designed designed to provide a mild, relaxing buzz, boost your mood, and enhance creativity and relaxation. So bring on the good vibes and treat yourself to Soul today. In honor of 420, Soul is running a special on-site sale. Get 30% off your entire order. Just head to getsoul.com and use the code Sunday. That's getsoul.com, promo code Sunday for 30% off. If you are hustling this year and one of your goals is to own a business or start a business, you know that every time you miss a call, you're leaving money on the table, especially when it comes to customer service. And with every customer, conversation matters. You need a phone system that keeps up and helps you stay connected. And that's why you need OpenPhone. OpenPhone is the number one business phone system that streamlines and scales your customer communications. So it works through an app on your phone or your computer. So no more carrying around two phones or using a landline. I feel like that's going to get tiring. I can't even respond to one phone, let alone two. So with OpenPhone, your team can share one number and collaborate on customer calls and texts like a shared inbox. And that way, any teammate can pick up right where the last person left off, keeping response times faster than ever. It's funny because my husband is so into customer service. Like any business he goes to or frequents, he loves the businesses with good customer service. And OpenPhone is essentially going to help you maintain good customer service and actually talk to your customers. They have AI powered call transcripts and it summarizes. So you'll be able to automate follow ups, ensuring that you never miss a customer interaction ever again. So, whether you're one person operation drowning in calls and texts or have a large team that needs better collaboration tools, OpenPhone is such a no brainer. And I can see why over 50,000 businesses trust OpenPhone to manage their business's calls and texts. So OpenPhone is offering my listeners 20% off your first 6 months at openphone.com/Sunday. That's OpenPhone.com/Sunday. And if you have existing numbers with another service, OpenPhone will port them over at no extra charge. OpenPhone, no missed calls, no missed customers. Is there anything that the Eagles do for the family that you love?
Um, that's a good question. I don't, like, have kids, so I feel like a lot of what people, like, talk about just within teams in general is, like, the childcare that they provide and stuff they provide with families.
Mhm.
So we have, like, a family room during games that we go to, but I really just think, like, the people in the Eagles organization are what make it so great. Like, there's just a lot of, like, internal people that make your life easier,
Right,
are
or just
also
helpful.
awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah, like, we have one lady who we can text at any time, and she'll just, like, answer anything. It's like, I forget my tickets a lot, like, my
Yeah.
pregame passes, and she's like, "I'll have one at will call for you in, like, 10 minutes." I'm like, "Awesome." So, yeah, they're great in that aspect.
Wait, I love that so much because the teams that do that, I'm like, I am also a very forgetful person, and
Yeah.
it makes you feel like you're also a part of the organization, whereas in, like, if
Yep.
the team doesn't do anything for the family, it just can kind of feel, like, very transactional and, like, cutthroat, and, like, we get it, the NFL is a business, but, like, my husband's still employed by you guys.
Right.
So it's always good hearing that, like, teams are taking care of families, but I know that when it comes to, like, what teams can offer, it's usually for, like, childcare and, like,
Children,
stuff like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think the biggest difference, like, moving from college to the NFL was, like, in college, they don't really take significant others into, like, account, and at least not when I was there. Like,
Mhm.
it's a lot of, like, they talk to the parents and stuff like that, but then,
Right.
like, in the NFL, it's kinda like, well, like, you are part of his family, and
Yes.
so I think that was, like, very important and a great transition for me, where it's like they were reaching out to me to make sure I was okay, and so I felt very, like you said, involved as a
Yeah.
family member with him,
Taken
yeah.
care of, loved, valued. You're like, "Wait, this
Right.
is"
Give me all the
you're like, "Wait,
things.
I am his family." Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I am his family.
Technically, I am now,
Yeah.
like
I feel like sometimes I forget about that. I'm like, "Wait, that's I am
Yeah,
your
it's weird.
family now."
Yeah.
What is your strategy for staying calm during games?
Oh, I don't have one. I mean, I drink.
Yeah. Nope.
So hopefully I'm allowed to say that, but
Yeah, no,
I
absolutely.
okay, I like tequila, so
Mhm.
yeah, that sounds really bad, but
Well, I just feel like it takes off the edge, and
yeah, it helps.
especially him being, like, so in the action, it's like, "Okay, I need something to take off the edge, please."
Yeah, yeah,
And
and
him
I
playing
think
the entire game, like, it's a lot, it's a long game.
yeah, and I think, like, it's all like, I'm worried about him getting hurt, so that's more of, like, my stress than, like and I
Mhm,
feel like a lot of girls say that because it's true than, like, what's actually happening in the game.
mhm.
Um, but I feel like I've kind of gotten over that a little bit now that we've, like, been in the league for a little bit. I'm like, "Oh, he's fine." Like, he got hurt last year. I'm like, "He's fine," and then, like, he wasn't, and I
Like,
was
"Get
like,
up, get
yeah, I was
up."
like, yeah.
Like, you're like, "Uh-oh, am I gonna have to
Yeah.
drive home?"
Yeah, literally.
You're like, "No, this is
Literally.
not gonna end well." Do
Yeah.
you watch the game, like, if you're at the stadium, are you watching with other wives and girlfriends? Are you watch does your family or his family usually come to games?
Yeah, we have, my family and his family come to, like, every home game, so
Wow, you're
yeah,
one of
so
those.
oh, yeah, yeah, we get them all, like, oh, it's, like, awesome, but it's a lot, but,
Mhm. It can be overwhelming, but as somebody who both me or Isaac's family didn't come out a ton just because
Mhm.
everyone's working, it was so I always just, like, attached to one of the O-lineman wives, and, like,
Yeah,
they always were hosting family, and it was,
family,
like, a big, like, fun
literally.
group, and I loved that. But
Yeah,
also,
we,
it can take
like
off, like, the edge.
oh, yeah, for sure. Like, if you have your like, my brother will come to some of the games, which is nice, and then, I mean, like, we do kinda, like, host the tailgate, I would say
Mhm,
now, so we always, like, everyone will, like, come to our tailgate, and, like, we'll give them tequila shots and stuff like that, so, it definitely makes for, like, a very fun, like, overall experience of the game and the
mhm.
season.
And, are we gonna not act like you guys just won the Super Bowl? So back to Nikki, my Lotto. When I spoke to her the day before the Super Bowl, she was very demure about what would happen if you guys won. Obviously, she was like dancing around like she was walking on glass because she's like, I don't want to say anything, but like because you guys were literally
Yeah.
playing the next day. But obviously now that we know it really worked out for the Eagles. So tell me how you were feeling leading up to the Super Bowl.
Um, I felt great. I don't know why.
Okay,
I
great.
was just like the first year we went, we had a lot of people come, so which was fun, but it was, like, a
Mhm.
lot more complicated with, just, like, travel arrangements and tickets and stuff like that. This year, it was just, like, our immediate families and my brother, so, like, that was a breeze, like, I didn't
Right.
and also New Orleans was a lot easier than when we went to Arizona, for
Mhm.
it. So, I wasn't stressed about that, and then I went to New Orleans early, like, before my family and everyone got there, so I, like, got to enjoy it with my friends and hang out, and then I got food poisoning, so besides that
Oh, no.
then I couldn't stress 2 days up before the game because I had food poisoning, so
So, like, that definitely took your mind off of things.
yeah, yeah. But, yeah, I think, like, I didn't see Landon a lot during that week, but when I did, I could feel the stress with him.
Mhm.
So, that always takes, like, a toll on you also because I don't
Like,
know,
you're
you
carrying their emotions for them.
yeah,
It's like there's an
yeah,
emotional weight there.
exactly. So, there's always that aspect, but,
Mhm.
in the end, it was worth it. We
Yeah.
won, so
Yeah, you're like, We won." So,
yeah, we
what did
celebrated.
you yeah, right? What did you do, before the game? Like, did you pregame? Did you go to a tailgate?
Yeah, so a couple of girls came to my room and we, like, got ready, so we
Mhm.
did, like, our hair and makeup and stuff, and
Oh
then,
my god, wait, I just have to pause because that's so fun. Like, it takes you
yeah.
back to, like, college, like, getting ready with your girls, like, listening to music, except now
Yeah, it's so
you guys are,
fun.
like, married and, like, getting ready for the biggest day of your
Literally.
husband's career.
Literally, it's like we were, like, ordering mimosas and, like, food room service. I'm like, "What is life right now?"
And then, like, peek in, like, the guys and what they're doing to get ready for the game, and they're just, like, head down, music
Literally.
on, just, like like, trying to
Literally
pregame in a
zoning
different
out.
way minus the mimosas.
I know, it's like right? It's like the girls can have so much fun with it, and then the guys are so stressed, so it's like, but I guess we deserve it. We do a
Yeah.
lot for them too.
No, that's so much fun. And then did you guys, like, go to a tailgate?
Yeah, we did. The Eagles had a tailgate, like, right in front of the stadium,
Oh,
so
wow.
we were able to bring, like, our family and friends, and it was a blast. It was
Mhm.
fun.
And then we know the game was interesting, like,
Yeah.
with the score. So at what point were you like, "Oh, wow, they're winning a Super Bowl?"
Um,
You're like, "I
honestly
wanna
not
see the first 10 minutes."
No, I was gonna say, like, not until the end, like, I was like, "Something's still gonna happen,"
Mhm.
um, but I wasn't, like, feeling the stress in myself anymore, I was just like, "I'm just gonna
Yeah.
say something's still gonna happen just in case." Um, but yeah, I mean, after, like, the 4th quarter, like, I was like, "Yeah, I should start heading down to the field so I can go see him."
I'm dead. No, that is such a fun feeling knowing that like your husband's about to win a Super Bowl, like
Yeah.
off season is right around the corner, like literally the when the buzzer goes off, like it's
Yeah.
off season. And you're
Yeah.
just going to ride this high of like having just won a Super Bowl.
Yeah. I thought I was gonna be, like, so emotional because like, I thought I would, like, cry or something after they won, I don't know. But I think I was just in shock, and then, like, when we did the parade, like, a week later, I was like, "Oh, now I'm, like, feeling it, like, this is really cool," and, like, Landon did a speech and stuff, and then I was crying, so it
And then I cried.
needed. Yeah.
Before this is interesting. I've never asked anybody this. Before the buzzer goes off and like okay, the game's done, they won a Super Bowl. Do they tell like the family how to get down on the field, like what the process for that looks like?
They do. They give you instructions, but it was actually kind of frustrating because we got down there and, like, they made us wait probably, like, 10 minutes and 5 to 10 minutes, maybe even longer until after the game was completely done to go out on the field. So, the guys were already on the stage
Oh,
celebrating,
wow.
like, they were doing, like the confetti was falling, they were doing some of the speeches as, like, we were walking out. So
Dang.
yeah, so that part was like I mean, I understand it is what it is,
Yeah.
and we were able to see them after that, but, yeah,
It's
I
just
don't know.
that thing, it's like, "Sir, I know you're trying to do your job, but, like,
Yeah.
just let me on the field.
Yeah,
Just let me on
like,
the fucking
please.
field." Just like
But there were so many people there, there was, like, hundreds of people lined up to go on the field. It
w
wasn't just family.
yeah,
Yeah,
insane. And then did
yeah.
you have trouble finding him once you were on the field? I feel like all of these
Um,
men are just,
I know,
like 6'4" and over, right?
I know, you
Besides, like, a
can't say
few
anything,
players. So it's
like,
just, like,
looking up.
looking for your tall, like, big guy, like, where are you?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, everyone was on the stage, so I was able to, like, kind of pick him out there, but, like, when he got down from the stage, he's like, "Where's my wife? Where's my family?" And it took us a little bit to find him,
How did you guys celebrate that night? Did you go
but,
out in New Orleans?
oh, yeah, we were out until, like, 5 a.m., and then I think the flight I had to get up at, like, 7 the next morning, so
No.
that was fun, yeah.
Does the team fly back with the team?
Yeah, so the guys have to go back on their charter flight, and, they had, like, charter flights set up for family, which was really
Oh,
nice,
wow,
back
that's
to
nice.
Philly. Yeah, but they had a whole after party for us too, like, set up with, like, you know,
Yeah.
different singers and stuff like that, so that was really cool.
Wow. I'm like the chartered flight, like, that's
I
all
know.
so nice. It is so interesting that they still make the players fly back with the team even after winning a Super Bowl
I know,
or
right?
losing a Super
It
Bowl. I'm
is
like,
weird.
that's a really sad plane ride.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
at least if they get to fly back with their family, they're not really thinking about the fact that they just lost a Super Bowl, but
Right. Yeah, I
like
know, and then they were all moping, I think 2 years ago when that happened, it was probably not fun.
yeah, exactly. So tell me a little bit about Landon's very passionate speech at the parade.
Yeah, he was like, "I don't think I'm gonna do a speech. I'm nervous. I need some liquid courage." And then he's like, "I can't find anything other than beer. I need something stronger." And then he went up there and he killed it. Like, um, I think he's just like he's so smart. He's very well spoken. He does some like speeches before games. Like he says this thing like "I choose violence," and then his thing during the parade was like "Go fucking birds," and everyone like loved that. So except for the TV people were like, "You
They're like,
can't say
"Okay."
that."
He's like, "I don't care, I just
uh,
won a Super Bowl."
Literally. So, but it was kind of a surreal moment to like see him out there, and then like he just like kind of like fired everyone up. So I don't know, it was cool.
Yeah. I mean, what a memory to have, like,
Yeah.
engraved in your mind. That is, like it doesn't I mean, that's the top of your career, like, winning a Super
Yeah.
Bowl, even giving a speech at the parade, or
Right. Like,
it's I'm like, it truly doesn't get better than that. So, do you have any reflections now that last season is behind you and, like, what you're looking forward to next season?
yeah, I think I put like a lot of like I think that I just need to like I put a lot of pressure on myself to like entertain the people that come to his games.
Mhm.
And I think I just need to like let that go a little bit. Like they will find a way to have fun no matter what.
Mhm.
And then like I just kind of enjoy myself. And I think I started doing that this year, but I think next year I just need to be a little bit better about it and just enjoy
Mhm.
the moment, like, you never know how long you're gonna be in it, so
I would give
make the most of
anything
it.
to go back to one game and, like, know it was the last one. I would put my heart and soul out there. I would literally get on the field. I would be on the field. I would be
Yeah.
a whole news article and everything. But it is truly so much fun just, like, being a part of the NFL community as a
Mhm.
wife, and being a part of, like, the wives and girlfriends community, and just getting to tailgate and, like, knowing you're going to your husband's game. There's
Yeah.
truly no experience like it. It is so much fun.
Yeah, it really is, it's cool, and then, like, obviously, when they love the sport as much as they do, like, it's cool to see them, like,
Mhm.
succeed in that way, so
Yeah. And I have to mention this because I know nobody listening will get this reference, but like, you guys barely had an off season, because when
Yeah.
you're done, like, if you don't make it to playoffs, you have a longer off season, and
Mhm.
the longer you go in playoffs, or if you go to the Super Bowl, it takes like, every week is a week out of your off season.
Yep.
So, how are you feeling about already jumping back into next football season?
Yeah, they started on, like in, like, a week, so, I don't know, I don't think I'm ready yet, honestly, I'm like, I wanna go on another trip, like, I
Mhm.
I say he's, like, a different person in off season because he's not stressed,
Right.
I can actually spend time with him, like, he's, like I don't know, it's, like, kind of a normal relationship, and then I get rudely awakened when season starts.
And then you guys are right back, but you guys live
Yeah.
in Philadelphia year round, correct?
Yeah, we do, so, and, like, when they start OTAs, it's pretty, like, low key, so,
Yeah.
really, it's when camp starts in, like, July, August
Mhm.
is when it gets crazy, but yeah, it went by really fast.
Like, yeah, it really unfortunately did.
Yeah,
What are you looking forward to next football season? Like, what is your favorite part of football season?
um, the tailgating, just, like, going to the games, the atmosphere, I think that's my favorite part, and just, like, having people here to, like, just enjoy it all with, like, all my friends come to the games sometimes, so
Mhm.
I think I just like having something to do every weekend is fun. I also travel to all the away games too, so it's like a little trip every weekend.
That's no, honestly, that's also something I kinda regret, is not going to more away games.
Yeah.
Um, but it's crazy because one day you will be with your husband 24/7, and you're gonna be like, "You know what? Not seeing him all week wasn't that bad."
Yeah, I know.
Like,
Honestly,
"Isaac, I love you, but"
by the time camp comes around, I'm like, "Oh, I have the house to myself. This is kinda nice."
Yeah, a little I'm like, Isaac's like, "Do you wanna go work out together?" I'm like, "We're literally together 24/7." Like, "No, we're gonna go I'm gonna join a different gym just so we can have some alone time," which I feel like is good for a relationship.
I
Okay,
agree.
but, before we end, I always ask, like, rapid fire questions. It's just this or that.
Okay.
So, let's do it. Okay, I usually ask vintage jerseys or modern jerseys, but we'll do an Eagle specific one.
Okay.
Midnight green or Kelly green?
Midnight.
Neutral colors or bold statement walls?
Neutral, even though my wall is behind me is very bold.
Green is a neutral color, okay?
Yeah, I
It gives
agree.
earthy.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Definitely
I
neutral.
know everybody is gonna be like, "Absolutely not." Off season or regular season?
Oh, that's hard.
Both.
Yeah, both. Both.
Putting together furniture with another person or doing it yourself?
Putting it together with my husband, if that's so, other
Yeah.
person. Yeah.
Cheesesteaks or soft pretzels?
Oh, neither.
Is there a good food in the Eagle Stadium?
Um, no, people are probably gonna hate me for that, but no, I don't think so. I don't really like cheesesteaks, and soft pretzels are also not my jam, but,
If you get an opportunity, have you been to SoFi yet? Or not SoFi, have you been to what is it? Allegiant Stadium, so Raiders?
yes, I have.
Their food,
It's good.
I just
Yeah,
gotta say, gotta give it a little shout out.
yeah.
Putting up shelves or hanging a gallery wall?
Putting up shelves.
Oh my god, either way, you have to balance it. Count me out. I'm on my lunch
They're
break.
both hard, yeah.
Yeah. Favorite O-lineman, Lane Johnson or Jordan Mailata?
Oh, that's hard. I feel like I can't choose.
No, no, I'm not gonna make you choose. Annie, my producer, I'm like, "Why'd you do that to her?" Okay, well, thank you so much for coming on. Where can the people find you on social media?
Yeah, my Instagram is Brookie_Dickerson, and then our DIY page is Dickerson_DIYs.
Perfect. I'm gonna be on the
Yeah.
lookout for some DIYs. I think you should take it upon yourself and do a DIY while he's at camp and surprise him and film his reaction and everything.
Wait, that's a great idea. Yeah,
So if I
actually
can
have one in mind.
okay, I'm putting in a request for content, but, thank you so much for coming on, and thank you guys for listening. We will see you next Sunday.